Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Reselling Rhythms. I'm your host, Adam with Adam's Exploits. I'm very excited today that we actually have a panel of guests today. We've discussed in the past about my situation, some other reseller situations, how we have some disabilities, whether they might be physical or mental or both. A lot of people get into reselling because they do have an issue where they can't work a regular job. So what's nice about the channels that I want to discuss with you and the people, one of the people that you've met before is Derek, who's been on as my guest before and was very interested, and he's super knowledgeable about toys and Hot Wheels and Johnny Lightnings and Matchboxes, and also GI Joes. But he's on our panel, and then the other people. Again, we're going to have you all introduce yourselves, tell us a little bit about yourselves. Darlene is technically not into reselling, but I have a feeling eventually she could probably get involved with Etsy because she's very creative, and she does her God jars and different things. So I have a feeling that it would be good therapy, and it would be financially rewarding for her to get involved with Etsy. So with that, I'm going to just give it about another minute, guys. We'll let the chat fill in. I say hello to a few people, and then we'll roll in and we'll introduce our special guest, and we'll so it is kind of interrelated with reselling, but it's with Darlene, and she'll explain it. She does a Monday through Friday, typically almost every weekday. She does a chat, and it's Coffee with Darlene or Coffee with Norges. She welcomes anyone and anyone as long as you guys behave yourself and you're kind. And like I say, a no drama zone on my channel, and that's what we want on Darlene's channel as well. And I'm usually there to help moderate, and as well as some other people to try to keep it friendly and keep everybody involved in the chat and make sure there's no difficulties, which can always not be done apparently. But we're going to move on from that. It's a learning lesson, and we're gonna make the channel bigger and stronger. And again, guys, we're always talking about subscribers. I'm on that quest to get over 1,000. About 250 short now. I would love to be there before the end of July. July 21st is when I go to Las Vegas for the eBay Open. It's just so much easier right now to use Google Hangouts, and with the tragedies that have happened overseas, Google, which is the parent company of YouTube, and their infinite wisdom decided that you have to have 1,000 subscribers to go live from your mobile device or your tablet. So the only way I can go live is through my computer or my laptop. Once I reach 1,000 subscriber mark, I can go live on my mobile or portable devices. So that's my goal. If not, I have to find a workaround. There is a workaround for you people. I know Rosie Crystal is using the chat, and we would discuss Streamlabs as an option. But again, that's down the line. So I'm hoping that we can be able to use Google Hangouts in Las Vegas and show you guys a little bit about Las Vegas and kind of share it with you people that can't go. So we're going to roll right into the show. I think we have quite a few people. We have Kimberly, who I inadvertently had not made a moderator. You are a moderator. We have it was actually, I think it was Australia, Donatella, where somebody actually went live, and they it was a mass murder, I guess you would call it. I don't want to really bring the show down, but they went live on YouTube. So YouTube decided that you had to have 1,000 subscribers to go live. So we have Kimberly, we mentioned, we have San Juana, we have Hetty, we have, of course, Mr. Casey, who's here, Geisha Treasure, we have Nana's Treasures, Jim, Deb's Treasures. We have Cindy, the Jewelry Nurse. Thanks for joining, Cindy. Swiss Seller, Michelle, my knowing all and see all moderator. Perlas, Hetty, we mentioned. And I apologize if I missed anyone. Jennifer, I think that's about it, guys. So we're going to roll in, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight Mr. Derek, and he is going to go first. And he's going to roll in. Again, you guys have probably seen my show before. If you haven't, shame on you. Make sure you see that show. A lot of nuggets in that show. So we're going to roll into Mr. Derek, NASCAR Man 3345. And again, the links to all their channels are in the description and my video description below. So we're going to present Mr. Derek to everyone, and he's welcome to start whenever he feels he would like to. All right,
Hi,
Derek.
everybody. It's Derek. I'm NASCAR Man 3345. Most of you have seen me, and some of you have are subscribed to my channel. I am a reseller, but I'm also a collector. of Hot Wheels, Matchbox, Johnny Lightning, toys in general. Um, I became more involved with YouTube, and when after my disability came into effect, I am legally blind. So I have no vision in my right eye. Left eye has 40%, and I do reselling to help out with the family with some bills, and just enjoy doing it and teaching everybody about Hot Wheels and Matchbox. Um, and I live with my family up in Northeast, up in Rhode Island. We have a lot of fun up here. We do what we can, and just enjoy being on the show. And I want to thank Adam for inviting me again. I'm usually on every morning with Miss Darlene, and we do our therapy with Casey on during the week also, and my little friend here, Miss Traci, will be on also. But you know what? This is great YouTube. We have a lot of great friends on here, and we want to make everybody get to 1,000 so we can all enjoy doing lives and doing stuff. Like I want to go and show everybody when I go out and find Hot Wheels. I want to be there live so you guys can see this is what I'm buying, because it's only going to teach everybody more about what I do. So that all yours.
All right, let me go over to Miss Traci. And again, Traci's YouTube link is in the description. Present Miss Traci to everyone. And Traci, you are up, my friend.
Hi, thank you, Adam, for inviting me on, especially since I'm not a reseller, and I will try to keep the emotion in check a little bit. I have been married for 30 years. I live in West Michigan, raised two boys. Now we have grandkids, and that's where the Who's Your Nana came from. But I've always been a YouTube watcher here and there, but I had a couple of huge tragedies within 4 months. I lost my childhood best friend and my adult best friend of over 30 years within 4 or 5 months of each other. And I was in a deep, dark hole. And it was by stalking Derek and a few other people that stalking in the chats, that I got a little bit more brave and started to talk. I am I stay home. I'm on disability, so I don't drive, take a lot of medications because I have a disease called RSD or CRPS, which is a sympathetic nerve disorder. And so I was really lonely, especially after I lost my best friend. So I started to hang out in some of the chats and met a few people who I felt like I could trust to tell my story. And YouTube really saved my life, if I can say that. These people in this panel saved my life.
Okay, absolutely. And Darlene is very welcoming, and we'll come into Darlene. Was there anything else you want to share? You just want to, we'll roll into Darlene and Casey, and we can get back to it later. That works? Okay, we'll roll into Miss Darlene, and we'll present Miss Darlene momentarily to everyone, and we'll hear her story and have her explain her channel. Okay, Miss Darlene, you are up.
Okay. I don't know why I'm nervous now.
You can talk. You're good at chatting.
Okay.
At your kitchen table with a cup of coffee.
All right. I guess I usually say that I am the real Southern mom. I'm Casey, so we're in Southeast Alabama, Georgia line. I am disabled as well. I know sometimes, and most of the times in the morning, I look like, I'm full of energy and all that. Starting the Porch Church Network got me out of the depression I was in. It got me out of my room. And there's some that remembers me being in the darkness and get closer and closer to the camera. And Casey told me I needed to, start my own channel. And so he said I had a lot to give. My disability, there's times I can't, talk straight, or my back, I have really bad back problems. I recently had shoulder surgery, and I still talk with my hands. I have a love of the Lord, and I'm not ashamed to say it. And I really think that Derek and Traci and even you, Adam, somehow, come in my life for a reason. And, I start my day out happy. I start my day out now getting dressed for the day and not feeling sorry for myself because, you know, I learned that other people are hurting worse than me, or they don't have the support group that I do, which is Mama. Everybody knows Mama. You guys, she's getting her a cam. Watch out. And then there's Casey. He's here to watch after me during the day. Then I have my husband. A lot of people out there are lonely and don't have what I have, so I try to share in the mornings. I just show my love. And for Kimmy, my shirt said good vibes. I have on my good vibes. And that's how I'm feeling this morning. I'm going to cut this short because you guys know I could talk. Go on to him.
It'll be a 2-hour show if we let Darlene go. Okay, Casey, why don't you introduce yourself and then talk about your channel? I mean, we'll get into that at the end, the YouTube channels, but tell us about yourself, your reselling. You are a reseller in the jewelry business, and talk about your Porch Church Network.
Everyone in here, well, I say everyone, most everyone in here knows who I am. I am Geisha Treasures. My name is Casey, and I own Geisha Treasures. There we go. I'm not Geisha Treasures. But if you don't know me, then you should. But I have been in the reselling community since about, September, October. So since about October, full-time. And April, Bougie Bear Vintage, dragged me into that. And it's been a huge blessing. I've met so many of you amazing people. And then around September, it was right before I had started within the jewelry community. I had started the Walking with God group, and it was just a baby Facebook group. And I wanted something that was motivational for everyone, and somewhere that people could, post their prayer requests or post their praise reports, and just kind of fellowship with everyone. And then, it ended up where Mom and I would read the Bible. And then I was like, Mom, I want other people to be able to, read the Bible with us. So then I started doing it on YouTube. And, what started out as, a handful of people, we're up to 120 people now. So it's been a huge blessing. And I feel really bad for talking about the Porch Church Network because I've been gone for a week and we've not really done anything. But there's going to be a lot of changes that are coming up, and we're about to go back to our roots again. So I'm kind of excited. God took us in many different directions, and now we're heading back in. So all in His time.
Yeah, well, what I said earlier, guys, if you missed the opening, basically, Darlene, who is Casey's mother, or nor just ours channel, she's been very welcoming to everyone, whether it be you reseller or whomever wants to come and, get up in the morning. And believe me, I struggle with that issue myself. Not proud of it. But many a day I get up in the morning and I keep waking up. It's like, I'm going to make today a good day. And it's like, you know what? Then something bothers me, and something else bothers me, and something else bothers me. And it's like, oh, I got to get up and do eBay. I got to get up and go food shopping. I got to go up and go to the pharmacy. It seems like the only way that I always get up is when I have a doctor's appointment. And I missed my first doctor's appointment last week in my life. I'm in my late 50s. I missed a doctor's appointment. I got all worked up about having Casey the Rockstar Flipper on my show. I was checking my messages, my calendar, and I said, I know I got to see the doctor on Tuesday, and I didn't see any other appointments. It's like, I know I got to see this doctor about my issue. One of my issues I haven't discussed, but it's a pain issue. I've had surgery, and I've had two nerve blocks that didn't work, so I have to probably go back in and have another type of surgery. So I was getting a second opinion, and I'm looking on my so all my doctors are from the same hospital, same group. So I'm looking, I said, where is this appointment? It's supposed to be next week. Well, don't you know, I noticed on Friday that my appointment was Wednesday morning. Again, I was all worked up about having Casey the Rockstar flipper on. Like I missed it. So I have to wait another 2 or 3 weeks for that appointment. But anyway, with Darlene or Norges R's, whose channel, again, the links are all, and thank you, Kimberly, for posting them in the chat. Yeah, I'm going to finish up here. I'm sorry. Let me go back to me. I apologize. I got busy talking and I forgot to present myself to everybody. I do that sometimes. Thank you, Donatella. So basically, with Darlene, again, she's very welcoming. She again, you don't have to be a reseller. Darlene has been active in a lot of the reselling chats. And again, that's how she met Derek, and Traci joined her. And again, on Mondays, again, they'll discuss this, but on Mondays, typically it's mornings with D and T, Darlene, Derek, and Traci. And then throughout the week, usually they're on the panel. Again, it's Darlene's show, so she starts the show. It's typically around 9:30, sometimes a little earlier, sometimes a little bit later during the week, and that's Eastern time, 9:30 Eastern time, a.m. And then what happens is she usually rolls to about 10:30ish, and then typically Casey has his Porch Church Network around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, the reason I wanted to have Casey on as well is because there are some people that are spiritual. Again, that's your choice. I'm not telling you should be spiritual or you should be, Christian, or you should be whatever, Buddhist. There's an offer here if you are so inclined, you can't physically get out, or you don't have the means, the financial means or car or whatever to get out to go to church. Casey reads from scripture. And again, I'm not preaching you guys, but what I want to do is provide an option if you guys are so inclined, and you wanted to have a place where you can, learn about the Bible and then have that fellowship and the Christian fellowship. Casey provides that, and he's very welcoming. And again, drama-free zone. He shares, and people share the stories, and that's what we're all here about. So I just want to open this up here, and we'll just discuss a little bit. I always have issues when I open up, stop presenting. So, Derek, you had muted someone. Are we good now?
Traci was muted because she was on typing. And
I heard somebody type, and I couldn't figure out who it was.
Yeah, I saw her feet. I saw her going on and off. Traci, you can unmute yourself.
Traci,
Okay.
I can hear you.
You're good now, right? We can hear you. Say something, Traci.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you now. Yes, yeah. I thought for a minute I thought it was Casey. It's like I don't see his hands moving.
I didn't even think about it.
Hey, he's that good.
But I'm sorry. I apologize.
He's so fast at him, you don't even see his hands move.
Okay, so all right. Is it switching back and forth, guys?
Yes, it is now. Yep.
Okay, because I just see Traci.
No, I see you now.
Okay. I just see Traci.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's crazy when I do this, but okay.
That is a scary sight.
Let me,
Hush,
okay.
woman. Where's your lipstick?
Why is this not? No, I always have issues with it. That's why I try not to do it, but I've been having issues with. Okay, it should switch back and forth now. Up there we go. We'll switch to me. It's like I have to click on everybody. Okay.
No, you shouldn't have to. If you click in the middle, it should, all the white boxes should go away.
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Todd is in the house. Thank you, Todd, again.
I don't know why. Yeah, it's like when I click. Huh. All right. Why don't we? We'll figure this out, Derek. Why don't you go a little bit? I'll try to figure this out. Why don't you talk a little bit about how you got involved in the DD&T, and I'll try to figure out why this isn't switching back and forth.
Well, one day I know I was on a live, and Darlene came into the live, and I just welcomed her in, and we were all chitting chatting, and Kimmy goes, Derek, you gotta follow Norgus Art. She goes, her name's Darlene. I'm like, why? And I'm like, she goes, just because she likes the way that you're positive. She goes, just go over and check out her channel. So I went over and I just clicked on it. I popped in. I just was in the chat and listening. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. And we started talking in the chat. And she goes, well, why don't you come on one day? And I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. She goes, yeah. And then it was like right after that, I PM her in the morning to make sure that she's up and out and getting ready to go. So we're not sitting there making sure she's putting her face on and getting ready. And it's funny because it's like, okay, fine, thank you. Like, I know we all have our bad days, and it's one of those things where that's definitely, I need it sometimes, and everybody needs it, where that one person will come in and just hit you up on a PM and just say, listen, today's a good day. Wake up. Life is good. Let's get out there and do something. I know Todd, the flippin' hustler, he usually sends a lot of his friends. He sends a motivational little speech sometimes in the morning if you need it, And I like going to the Porch Church Network, especially on Tuesdays. Casey, when he does his art therapy, with being used with doing a lot of art myself, learning to even draw still again the way I used to with one eye, and learning that and just being on his channel and doing that is motivating me. And with him allowing me playing some music in the background is really makes it really emotional. So
now, Tracy, you got your see, that's my phone's ringing. Tracy, you said you got an adult color book, correct? For your art therapy?
Yes, I did, because I don't have the most creative abilities like most of those people do. But when I was getting ready for a garage sale last weekend, I knew I had some adult coloring books. I had bought some, and some were bought for me when I first became disabled, because I was a type A personality. I went 700% at my job every day. And once I was stuck at home all the time, I didn't know what to do with myself. So, and I'm not creative, and I'm not an arts and crafts kind of girl, but I learned I could do, I started coloring originally in my grandkids' coloring books, and I graduated to adult coloring books, and I really do enjoy it. It is peaceful, but I lost them in the move. We moved a year and a half ago, but I found them when we were cleaning out for the garage sale. So I'm excited about that. So even if you're not creative, you can just sit and chat, or just listen, just watch the beautiful art everybody else is creating.
You can sketch stick figures. That's what I would be doing. I'm not very creative. So, Casey, why don't you discuss a little bit more about or you feel comfortable discussing where you want to go with the church network or church network, or do you want to keep that?
Yeah. I'm never uncomfortable talking about God.
Okay.
As far as, the Porch Church goes, I actually want to get it legitimized and have it, recognized as an actual church, because it, it really is to everyone that matters, everyone that shows up and, shows out at church. But I really do feel like it is, an actual church for us, because, we do a lot of ministry and, different types of outreaches, not only on YouTube, but in our personal lives as well. Whether it be, regarding mental illness, or, disabilities for different people, or, drug addiction. We're really, we're really nice people, and we try to do as much as we can for everybody. And sometimes, it feels like it's not enough, but we like to invite everyone into our home, whether you come in there for Jesus or not. If you come in there for a history lesson, there's some people who like to look at, church in that aspect because the history of that time in the world is not one that's really taught in school. But, we don't have any hangups when it comes to who joins the church network. We've had atheists, we've had, Catholics, we've had Jehovah's Witnesses, Muslims, every Mormons, we've had everyone under the sun come in, and we treat everyone the same. When you're in there, when you are in this bedroom, you're part of our family.
Oh, now Holy Roller, they pick at me. Me, now that I'm Holy Roller religion, and there's somebody else. Was it Liz Ann that says she's Holy Roller too, Derek?
The Pentecostal.
Yeah. I just get excited about it. Casey didn't mention the Bible ministry, if anyone doesn't have one, and we do have some we need to send out.
You'll have to keep me in line. I'm sorry. I'm flaking and my body itches and hurts and I'm dying.
Yeah, Florida was not nice to Casey.
Interrupt you for 1 second. I did want to bring that up. Casey, you have a PayPal for your business. Do you have a separate PayPal for the Porch Church Network?
I do.
Okay, so I know you provide Bibles for people. Again, I'm not preaching, guys. Believe me, I'm not. I try to live by the golden rule. I'm not very religious, but I really appreciate what Casey and Darlene are doing, reaching out to the people that can't get out to a church or to a synagogue or to a temple. They're giving them spiritual leadership. So again, if somebody wanted to donate funds towards you to help you with your Bibles and your shipping your Bibles, you have a email address, and if you want to put it, if you don't want to put it in chat, that's fine. You can give it to me later. I can put it in the description if you like.
Yeah, I can put it in here. It's just Porch Church Network at Outlook.
So again, guys, if you're so inclined and you appreciate what Casey's doing and you want to help with some people that are not physically or financially able to get a Bible, Casey and Darlene make sure that they get Bibles, whether they be used Bibles or, hopefully if we contribute or enough money, they can buy, go to Ollie's Basement. I know Darlene said she has an Ollie's Basement near her, and I know they have some nice Bibles at Ollie's Basement. So that might be an option for you guys.
Traci is planning on sending some as well because Traci, I want you to explain why that was put on your heart to do that.
When I was a young child, I grew up in a home of verbal violence. And one of my escapes was to take the neighborhood bus, whatever year, different churches in our area would send a bus through the different neighborhoods and pick up kids to bring to church. And that's how I got my first Bible, was attending church every single Sunday for the whole school year at one of the churches, and they presented me a Bible. And I still have my first Bible. That was such a cherished possession for me as a child because it was partly my escape, but it taught me so much about God. And then one of my best friend, who just passed away on Valentine's Day, she's the one who introduced me to the Catholic Church, which is I have been very angry with recently, and just went back for my very first Mass since her death this week. But that's thanks to Casey and the Porch Church, because I've been reading the Bible every day. I've been praying every day, and something just came on my heart that said, I can go to Dollar Tree and purchase 20 Bibles and just say that they're from my family, put them in a box, send them media mail down to Casey and Darlene, and they can use them to send out when someone needs a Bible. And I don't have a lot of money. I'm on a fixed income. I collect Social Security. So I just thought, wow, that's something I can do that isn't going to cost me a ton of money. And I don't have to purchase something that I don't need, but I can just donate my heart and by going to purchase some Bibles.
That's tremendous. And you're paying it forward. I mean, you have no idea how much good that will do with these people that, maybe they were hurting. I mean, like I said, they can't physically or financially get out to a church. Some people don't have public transportation near where they live. If they live in the country, they may not be able to have a car, so they can't get to church. So Casey is providing this outlet for people that want to practice religion and to share their spirituality. And again, you're assisting with that. That's tremendous. Thank you, Traci. So, Darlene, why don't we're going to pop back and forth here. We're going to try to keep this around an hour for you guys. So I try to do. Sometimes we go a little overboard when we're really rolling here. But Darlene, why don't you talk a little bit more about coffee with Darlene in the mornings, and why don't you talk about a little bit about your channel? And again, the links are on everybody's channels are in the description. I have Darlene's, which is Norges R's channel. I have Casey's, the Porch Church Network, and then also his Geisha Treasures. Again, he discussed with you guys before that he does jewelry selling. He's with his BFF April. He purchases jewelry and resells jewelry. Derek, who hopefully you guys, if you haven't seen, go back and watch. NASCAR Man 3345 was one of my guests a few weeks ago. Derek discussed Johnny Lightning's Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars, and also GI Joes. And then Traci has, I think, 4 or 5 different videos up discussing her illness and her appreciation for Darlene and Casey. So, Darlene, why don't you discuss a little bit about coffee with Darlene?
Well, number
what you guys try to do and what you're looking for. And again, the link, if you guys are so inclined to join her in the morning. And again, I've told you guys I have the same issues that Darlene has. Some mornings just feel terrible. I don't want to get out of bed. So I've been told, drag yourself out of bed, take a hot shower, get a cup of coffee or tea if you're so inclined, and just get moving. The first step is the most difficult.
I'm tickled because I never was into the car racing stuff with you guys. And, now me and you are going to be racing against each other, Adam.
Yes, we are. We're matched up on Friday on Derek's channel.
Yeah.
3345.
And, so I'm excited about that.
I have Dale Earnhardt, right, Derek?
I have car number 44.
Yep, you got Dale Earnhardt, and so it's Kyle Petty versus Dale Earnhardt.
Giddy up.
But I used to come to the Porch Church Network just in my pajamas, and I just, I started feeling like, well, I need to get up and go ahead and get dressed and start my day. And it really helped when, I heard Derek's story, and Bobby Plowman, I still want him to come on my show. I had him ready, but then, he has a lot of health issues and he was having a bad week. So there's other people that, I want to come on my show. I've even had somebody that messaged me and said, I've never been live. Can I come on your show? And so that excites me, because that means there's somebody else that can't get out and about, and they're going to come sit at my kitchen table. And that's what we call it. You guys are just sitting at the Crawley kitchen table when you come in. April, like she said, she brought Casey in the jewelry community. I had a ton of jewelry dumped on me, which was great. I went through. So that's what started decorating God jars, was basically putting the colors in the different clear jars, because I don't want to have to be able to lift my arms too much to get stuff. I need it to where I can see. And so Casey asked me one morning, he said, Mom, do you have a pretty jar? He said, because he named a friend of ours, he said, they're having a hard time. And where you have a God box to put all your disability stuff in and let go of it, he said, I think you could send her a pretty jar, and that could be her prayer jar, God jar. So we sent out the first one. And then he said, well, can you do another one? And so that it's kind of how we did. So far, there's 20 some odd jars out there with people. And then the Bibles. And I'm like, okay, if we send out the Bible, I want to do a personalized bookmark with it, and made out of the jewelry. So I'm repurposing. And you're right, Adam. There will be things that I will repurpose and make and try to sell. I'll try to get Etsy or whatever. I'll understand all that. But it kind of all comes really from the jewelry. So I say through the jewelry community, I have found a lot of gems, more precious.
Figuratively and literally.
Yeah, more precious to me than any jewelry. And then, I got the cast off jewelry, but and this just came to me, the cast off jewelry, I'm wearing some of it now, and but I like it. So maybe people that feels like they're cast off people that nobody wants to socialize with, come to my show, come socialize.
And you don't have to get involved in the chat. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are lurking and just enjoy the companionship and then listening to other people's stories.
Yeah, and I do talk with an accent. And
a beautiful accent. Don't worry about it.
And I'm like, who in the world wants to listen to me? And why are people on my channel? I don't understand why they come on to listen to me talk. And every time, what do you do? What do you say, Derek, when I say that? He slaps.
I think he muted himself. I don't know if he can you hear us,
No,
Derek?
I hear him. Yeah, I slap, double slap. Don't worry about it. You got the Southern accent. That's if you remember back in the 50s and even into the 80s, the way that Casey came up with the Porch Church Network. If you remember in the movie Footloose, the pastor was also doing masses at his house on his own porch. And that's how it was back in the 40s and the 50s. You would go over people's houses, even back in the 1800s. They didn't always have a church to go to because people were traveling. So there would be one person that would set up. It would be either on a wagon or near a porch, and that's how people heard the word of the Lord.
Some of the best times I had as a child was when on Wednesday nights at an old country Baptist church I was going to. On Wednesday nights, we would decide whose house that would host, prayer meeting. And we would go and I was a kid then, but, the grown-ups would drink coffee and they'd have Kool-Aid for us kids. And there would be cake and goodies. But it was a laid back. It was really laid back. And that, that's kind of how it is with us. I was glad when my husband told me the first time that we did the art therapy that Casey said he wanted to start doing. Mama was in the back. She was working on her dream catcher, and Derek was working on his thing. Casey was in here doing his. And I was sitting there doing a God jar for somebody that they have it. They hadn't revealed it yet, but I sit there right in front of that person and I made their God jar. And they never did even know that they were getting that one. But my husband, and then Derek had some music playing, and Mama was singing, Kimmy was singing, Casey was singing. And my husband said that really touched his heart. He was listening from work. And I said, if you could have heard Mama back in her room singing, that touched my heart. Because you guys, she had to come out of work, and she's it's hard for her to get out. The older and the more she hurts, the harder it is for her to go anywhere. So
Mama likes to stay in that room and also pick on people also. Yeah. So
on the slide. But she's going to get a camera so she can show what she's working on. And everybody loves Mama. everybody. And you know, Adam, I'm gonna let you describe our dream catchers because I know you love them. And
Yeah, I actually have them handy here. So let me just, so we don't go back and forth. Let me just highlight myself, and took me forever to get off of myself or whoever. But let me just present to everyone shortly. And give me 30 seconds, guys. I just want to. Mama did send me something, and of course I have the dream catchers here, and I have the medicine bag. But let me just try to pull up the information while I'm going to show you guys. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'll try to pull that up. Where was it? Okay, it's here. And let me close out these few things. Bear with me, guys. I have like 16 windows open here, and I meant to pull that up. I do have the dream catcher and the medicine bag here, but Momo sent me a description of the dream catcher, and I want to bring that up. Let's see. So many messages, my word. All right, let me show you why I'm pulling this up. This is the dream catcher, and typically they're not this shape, but I know you had said, Darlene, that your husband Kevin had made some in this type of shape. Let's see if I can pull them all, but you can see that this is the some deer antler on here. Momo had described it actually. There's some, I think, some rooster feathers. There's a little star dream catcher here, and Momo is shy dove. So she has a dove in all her dream catchers. And I want to see if I can pull up her. Oh, here it is. Okay. Let me pull up her description here. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. All right. Let me read to you guys the legend of the dream catcher. According to Native American legend, it is believed that dreams, both good and bad, float through the air during the night, searching for their destinations. While sleeping under a dream catcher placed by a person's head, bad dreams get caught in the web to perish with the lights of day. The good dreams easily slip through the center hole, working their way down the web, catching all the good energies of the beads and adamants as they float down the feathers and into the dreamer's head. One never fears bad dreams again while sleeping under the dream catcher. All right, let me see if I can find description here. Close that. Okay, info on dream catchers. Okay, I'm actually going to give you Momo's email if you guys are interested in getting a dream catcher. Again, these are, you know, it takes your time and it costs your money to make these. So obviously there's a fee involved, but I'm going to give you Momo's email address shortly here. Let's see. Okay, so Momo's email address, if you guys, anyone is interested in getting a dream catcher, Momo will make one for you. It is the letter, let's see here. It's Shy Dove, SHY, and Dove, DOVE, at gmail.com. Again, SHYDOVE at gmail.com. And we just call her Momo, MAW. Everyone calls her that. And if you guys are interested, and then also I have the little medicine bag I'll show you guys. That's right here. And I asked Momo to give me some special trinkets in here to help me with my ailments. I'll show you guys. There is an arrowhead, and there are a little, I guess, a jar. I don't know what's in the jar. Hopefully, I guess good spirits are in the jar. And then there is some kind of a gem, I believe, that's supposed to help as well. So that's what the medicine bag was. And what I do is I'm going to hang this up in my room. I had it hung up in my dining room, but after I read what Momo had sent me about the legend of the dream catcher, that is supposed to be, you know, near your bed, and it protects you that way. So again, you guys have the information about the dream catcher, and you have how to contact Momo. So let me just pull myself up, and then I'll release this so we can get back to everyone else. But thank you for reminding me about that. Okay, let's see here. Why can't I just, let me see. That's me. Derek, you're the expert on this. Where do I have to click to release everybody? When I click on myself, it doesn't release.
Just click in between, like in the wedge between all of the people. Like I go between Traci and
Okay.
Darlene. If you click it, it gets rid of everybody.
Now I got, see it's, there we go.
Yeah, see?
We should be good now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another thing, guys, and I know that we've been talking a lot with Mama doing her. Everybody else is doing the art therapy too. When you don't have to be in you can be in the chat doing stuff. You could, and it doesn't have to be drawing. It doesn't have to be dream catchers. It can be your own thing. You could be singing. I know one day that Todd Flippin' Hustler came in and was singing. It could be anything that you think that you have knowledge of that you can show, feel, or do for art therapy. Art therapy could be anything. The God jars, and adult therapy. If you want to do paints, here's my piece from last week. Everybody can see it. That's my piece from last week. And with that, it says here, the puzzle of life. Every piece is in the right place. That's what we work on every day to try to keep the puzzle pieces together. But this is stuff that anybody wants to try. You know, I mean, I'm willing, and I know Casey would too, to sit there and just close your eyes and just put a pencil in your hand. You don't have to be an expert at drawing. Your hand, you just let God take your hand and just draw whatever you think you can on the paper. And you would really be really surprised on what will come out. When you take that time, you close your eyes and just let life happen. Just breathe, take a deep breath, put on some music like we do, and just go with it. And it might be a couple lines here, but those couple lines mean something. I was taught when I did art therapy classes that each color means something. And I know, Casey, we talked about that, and you want to get more involved with explaining. There are books about it of what red means, why will you put colors into your paintings in art, because it's the way you feel or how life is handling. So I think that would be awesome if we could all sit and do that again next week. I know this week got a little messed up, but it's going to be really very important on teaching people just that in general.
There was a question. When is the art therapy? Is that Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Tuesday at 11 p.m.
Okay, and that's on the Porch Church Network.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's typically at 11 a.m. Eastern, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What else did you guys want to discuss? And we're right around an hour here. I wanted to again promote your channels. Traci, did you want to speak any more about your channel? Are you looking for subscribers or?
Sure. I would love for anybody to recommend what I'm working on right now. So if you can get a chance to stop by and watch the videos, give me some honest criticism. I'm trying to make some decent videos that would be a good help for anybody out there who finds themselves in the same place I was, lonely, alone, without a friend. I felt in the world that I can guide them towards the Porch Church, that I can talk to them about my illness and how it isn't easy, but I live my life every day and I try not to let it get me down. And even though I may have pain up in the 8-9 range, I still get out of bed and I still get up and I have coffee with Darlene and Derek at the table. And then I, try to get on with my day, but I have some informative videos on there. I'm trying to put informative videos like medication safety and what my illness is and how I move on through that every day. And if you recommend somebody who maybe has an illness that just needs some support, I'd love to be there for somebody. And that's pretty much what I'm trying to do.
Okay. Again, her link is in the description below the video. Again, everyone's link is. I have Darlene's. Again, that's for the coffee with Darlene and or coffee or breakfast with DD and T on Mondays. And again, they pop in and out on the panel. Darlene is always there. Lizanne has been popping in the stream as well. So typically you have Darlene, Derek, Traci, and a lot of times Lizanne is there. And again, this is all it's fluid. Again, some of us have medical issues. We have doctor's appointments, and it is what it is. If we have to go out to a doctor's appointment, again, I pop in occasionally to. But it seems like when I pop in, I can't get a word in edgewise because these three they just click like this and they just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's like I can't get a word in edgewise. I would just sit back and watch the chat.
Are we kidding? Okay. The one, yeah, I had to learn about trolls the hard way. But I mean, we had Derek and Traci and Kimmy and Destiny, which is I call her my pixie chick. Tommy was on. What's Tommy's
Bargain effects.
Yes. We had so many people on. I was having so much fun. And yes, I get that cheesy smile when somebody new comes on. And
she gets all giddy. She goes, look who's here.
Yeah.
That's good, which is that's great.
I do. And I am a little bit overwhelming when I do that, but I had a good time, and I really hate that we did not know how to edit, and we ended up having to just go ahead and bring it down. But it's a learning experience, you guys. I haven't been doing this, but just now a month. I have just started a month doing this. And, I just act like you guys are sitting at my table and drinking coffee. I drink too much now, coffee. But,
because you're always on YouTube. Can't nobody get away from us.
But we have fun. I mean, good, clean fun. It's just, and Derek shows his toys, and I had to bring out some of mine. But I've learned a lot from Adam, and I've learned a lot watching Derek, and I've learned a lot from the jewelry community. But then I started learning from other resellers that resell on eBay and all that. And they give out a lot of good information.
But before anybody gets a big head, she learns the most from me.
I do.
We all learn a lot.
Much doesn't fall far from the tree, Casey. You got that from your parents.
So, I mean, I'm just here. I still don't know why people like to hear me talk, but I'm here for anybody. If you message me through Facebook and you're having a hard time, I will chat with you. Now, sometimes I will say if my husband's awake, his time is from 5 o'clock when he walks in until he goes to sleep. He's so tired. Sometimes he's asleep at 7. I might not can FaceTime with you, but I can chat with you. I basically, until I fall asleep, have my laptop with me. And when Casey, you can explain how when you talk to people that it's between.
Yeah,
confidential.
It is. If anyone, needs to talk to me about anything, you can always email me first because I don't have caller ID. I don't answer the phone unless you tell me, hey, I'm about to call. But, it's the Porch, just Porch Church Network at Outlook.com. I'll put it in there again. If anyone needs to talk to me, it doesn't even have to be about religion. If you're going through a hard time or whatever it is, I will respect the fact that, if you don't believe in God or what your beliefs are, I will respect that. And I will provide, my input, to not make you feel like I'm pushing church down your throat, because that's not what I'm about. But, I love to listen, and I like to provide, input as much as I can. So I really do like to help people in my own way. I consider myself, I like to consider myself an old soul. I'm more insightful than most people my age. I am the baby of this community, but
Yeah, my baby has a birthday coming up Monday, so we might have to sit there and break open a can of sweetened condensed milk. That's usually what I give him. I will put a candle on a can of condensed sweetened milk.
she tries to keep me fat so I can't leave.
He knows
Why is it condensed sweet milk?
condensed sweetened milk. He knows that, I want to think that if you get in touch with me, I can FaceTime you if I'm able to. But you guys, you don't realize there's been people out there that's right now in that chat. I can't see the chat because it's tiny for my eyes, but I know they're out there. They have sensed when I need something, and they will chat to me, hey, what you doing? And it has been uplifting to me. And there's so many, I can't, if I mention one, I don't want to leave nobody out. There's so many that have reached out to me on Mother's Day. I have had so many that reached out to me on Mother's Day to tell me Happy Mother's Day. And I'm not going to call Dwayne's name out. Products. I'm not going to call his name out. The big teddy bear that I love. And his last name's Crawley. So you guys, I changed your last name. We're gonna claim you on our taxes this next year. That's
Darlene messaged me the other night. She says, we're proud to have you in the Crawley family.
I usually say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you're in the Crawley vortex. But now you guys really, I'm going to claim you on our taxes. Derek, I'm sorry, your last name's Crawley. I'm putting you on my taxes. That's what I'm doing.
A quick rundown. Tony the Rusted Raccoon is a tremendous reseller. He does a lot of auction work, wealth of knowledge. So again, Tony, you came a little late to the show. Basically, it's loosely related to reselling. What I wanted to do was most of us on this panel have issues, whether they be medical or emotional, or medical and emotional. I've said before in the chat that sometimes I got to kick myself in the rear end to get out of the house. I'll go food shopping or go to the pharmacy. And then I'll start chatting with strangers and start chatting with the clerks at the store, because reselling can be a lonely business, because if you're used to working, I used to be in outside sales. I used to see 30, 40, 50 people a day. When I worked retail, I probably saw even more people than that. So now I'm at home and I'm trying to get some eBay work done. And like I said before earlier in the chat, a lot of days I don't feel well, and I got to kick myself to get out of bed. So this is what we provided. Darlene had issues with chronic pain and getting out of bed in the morning, and her son Casey, who is a jewelry seller, got involved with BFS, got him involved in selling jewelry, and he also preaches, provides church for people. It's non-denominational Christian, and you don't have to be Christian to be in the church network. He just provides an outlet for people that want to have Christian fellowship, or I should just say fellowship. Mm-hmm. So in the mornings during the week, at approximately 9:30 a.m., Darlene is on, nor just R, and I have the link in the chat. And it's basically just coffee with Darlene, and she has two other people typically every Monday on her panel. So it's D and T, Darlene, Derek, and Traci. And it's various people pop in and out of her chat, and she welcomes you into her home. So like I said, some people are shut-ins. They can't get out, whether it be for financial reasons, or they don't have a car, they don't have public transportation, or they have disabilities. And Darlene provides a place for fellowship and to have friends. And that rolls in around 11 a.m. to Casey, who has two channels, the Porch Church Network. The link's in the description. And also Geisha Treasures, Traci sells jewelry. So again, that typically rolls in after Darlene. She has like about a half an hour break between the two shows. So if you need to get a beverage or use the restroom. On Tuesdays, they have art therapy. On the Porch Church Network, that's for people to relax and, to de-stress and do artwork. Casey typically reads from the scriptures of the Bible during the week. Again, so that's the Porch Church Network, and prior to that is Coffee with Darlene, or Coffee with D&T. So that's who the two people were, are Darlene and her son Casey. Derek is also on the panel. He's been on the show. I don't know if you saw it, but he's NASCAR Man 3345. He's an expert on collectible toys, Johnny Lightning, Hot Wheel, Matchbox, and also G.I. Joe. Traci found Darlene and the Porch Church Network. She has some medical issues, some chronic pain issues. She used to work full time in a auto dealership, and she used to bust her rear end every day, day in and day out. And unfortunately, due to her chronic pain, and she can't even drive anymore. Her husband has to take her wherever she has to go. So she, whether it be God's inspiration or whomever, or just luck, she happened to stumble upon Darlene and Casey. She's very grateful for that, and she reaches out, and she has a channel and discusses chronic pain and the issues that she has. So I just wanted to bring that on again, because like I said, I have those issues. Many a day I don't feel like getting out of bed. I know I have to. I've determined to start doing an accountability sheet, or a spreadsheet, or a whiteboard or something, to get myself to do so many listings per day. The issues I'm having now with eBay changing to the good till cancels listing, it's just killed my sales. I've tried, because I'll list like one or two things. You can't do that with eBay. You have to feed the beast. So many a day I don't feel like doing it, and I get involved in something else, and I'll forget. You tried the subject, but it's closing out the live. Okay, no problem. But the links are in the description, Tony, so you can click on them afterwards. Yeah, so that's why I enjoy it, because many a morning I'll get up and it's like, oh, I don't feel like doing this, I don't feel like doing that. So I listen to Darlene, and basically she brings up my positive energy. And then it's like, okay, you're awake now. You spent an hour and a half listening to Darlene and her friends. You get that positive vibe. You've had your couple cups of coffee. Now take a shower and get to work. So that's why I wanted to bring them on the channel, and just to share with you people. And again, like I said, there's shut-ins, there's people that are disabled that do reselling. And again, it can be a very lonely chore. And like I said, there's a lot of us out there that have physical and mental issues that don't want to get up in the morning. And Darlene puts a smile on her face, and she's very welcoming. When people pop into her live stream, she gets all excited and all giddy. It's like, oh, look who joined us. So great to see you. So, she just makes us all feel good. And then again, if you're so inclined and you need some religious therapy or religious thoughts or scripture, at 11 a.m. Eastern, you roll into the Porch Church Network, and there's Christian fellowship there. Okay.
Every time that I'm usually on, and all I can think of, and when I listen to Darlene talk and half of her and with their families, I think I'm watching beaches. That's all.
And Casey did want to do, like, I thought it was going to be every Wednesday, but he said once a month, Christian womanhood, from a Christian college that I went to. The syllabus is Christian womanhood, so that'll be just on once a month.
It'll be like the first Wednesday of every month.
Yeah. And anybody that wants the like first part of it can email him, and he has already made copies. The copies have my writing on them from 1996. Yeah, from 1996. So I asked people, do you want me to clean it up? Do you want me to erase everything and make it real nice and neat, tidy? And people said no. They wanted to see what what my scribblings were. And
She has beautiful handwriting. by the
not
way.
on that, I didn't. You know, because I was trying to write down things real quick, but some of it just was things that relate to me. You know, things that I wanted at the time to work on in my life. And yeah, I'm at a different place now. The one sitting beside me is not running me ragged and making my eyebrows go like crazy. Like that's how he was as a child, and he still is. He loved to see me be shocked. And I think one of the presidents said, what, shock and awe? That was my son. So I did the Christian womanhood to try to better myself back then. And that's what we'll be doing once a month. And, you know.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
sorry. We're sitting right around a little over an hour now. So why don't everybody, Casey, did you want to say anything additionally? Do you want to put any emails or anything in the chat or discuss the Porch Church Network?
That's pretty much the only thing that I can think of, other than tomorrow morning at 11. We don't have anywhere to go. We don't have anyone to see. So I promise you guys on All That Is Holy, we are doing Bible study tomorrow morning at 11 a.m.
11 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we did get through. We went through the Old Testament.
Yeah, it didn't take us long to get through the Old Testament. That was the part that was most daunting, was all those names and the censuses and the who begat who and whoop.
But anyway, so we're in the New Testament now finally.
Okay. Derek, why don't you discuss some of your YouTube shows and what you have planned and coming up?
Well, I know tomorrow I have my resellers group, Reselling Coast to Coast with my friend Jen, Desert Sellers 19. We do that at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's for all the new YouTubers and resellers. We want to show what it's like to have two different aspects. You're looking at it from Arizona and you're looking at it from a small state like Rhode Island, and how things sell differently. So we do this every week. Anything new that we can find, bolos and everything. Friday is usually our biggest day. Fridays and Mondays are our busiest day on our show on my channel. Friday night is going to be a world premiere of a product that has never been seen before. You'll find out more each day until the unveil. It's going to be huge. It's going to be. I can't wait. I enjoyed taking the time doing the video, and I've been editing it mostly all day today. And then Friday night is our big racing that we have once a week. We have changed the name. It's Hot Night at the Tracks. We have our monthly racing, which is whoever wins that race will move on to the end of the year for the grand finale championship. And every week after, other than that, it's called the NASCAR Man Racing Weekly Racing Series, and we have so much fun. This week we're all racing NASCARs, 34 cars going at it, and it's going to be so much fun. And then normally on a Monday night, we have with Rebecca Kruder, and we have special guests. We have our own live auctions. That starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday nights. So,
again, all the links, guys, are in the description below the video for Darlene's channel, for both Casey's channel, has the Porch Church Network and Geisha Treasures. Also for Dara for NASCAR Man 3345. Traci, I think you pretty much discussed everything. Did you want to just give us like a quick recap of what you're trying to do with your channel?
Sure. Thanks, Adam. I just wanted to say one more time, thanks, Adam, for having me. It made me feel pretty special since I'm really not a whole lot of anything right now. I don't have any creative talent, but I'm really trying to build some kind of support for people with a chronic illness, for somewhere to go, because a few months ago I didn't have anywhere to go. And if it weren't for you guys here, I'm not sure where I would be today. And I'm just thankful to God that he led me in the right direction.
I am too.
Okay, guys, that'll pretty much do it. Again, we're a little over an hour. I try to keep this around an hour. Again, if you're so inclined, please subscribe to Darlene, to Casey, to Derek, to Traci. Again, the links are all in the description below the video. The video typically uploads within an hour. The chat takes a while, so I'm not 100% certain whether the links will be available. I think links are available when the video goes up, but if not, it'll definitely be up when the chat is loaded. Again, so you can subscribe. Derek and Traci and Casey are at the lower stage, and it's really difficult to build your subscriber base, but they're all providing great content. And again, it's a drama-free zone, and they're providing a lot of good information and great people. Derek and myself are trying to get to that magic 1,000 subscriber mark, so we can go live from our mobile devices, whether it be a smartphone or a tablet. Derek is doing a show up in New York, right, or northern New Jersey? Northern New Jersey.
Yeah.
He wants to go live. He wants to interview people, and again, I discussed earlier that there was, again, I don't want to get into all the details, but basically, someone in their infinite wisdom created a tragedy and decided to live stream it on YouTube. So I believe it was Australia, and then YouTube decided to not let anyone up with less than 1,000 subscribers go live. I was at like 4 something. Now I'm at like 750, so I need another 250. Heading to Las Vegas January 21st is when I get there. It was kind of cool when I got there last year. As soon as I got up to my room and I had my gimbal is like something that stabilizes my cell phone. So I gave everybody a tour of my room, which is what people do. And I was on the strip. I was at Casey the Rockstar Flippers, who I had on my channel last week. If you didn't see, you guys got to see that. It was a tremendous interview with a wealth of knowledge and a bunch of nuggets that Casey provided. So I was at his meetup, and I took video from his meetup. I took video from the Skyfall Lounge overlooking the strip of Las Vegas. Some really, really neat footage, but I can't do that unless I have 1,000 subscribers. There is a workaround, which I don't want to get into, but I really just use Google Hangouts would make it a lot easier for me. So again, I'm trying to get to that magical mark, guys. I appreciate if you guys are not subscribed. I know there's some people I've been on my chat quite a bit, weren't subscribed, and Google/YouTube, Google owns YouTube. And their infinite wisdom, if you don't watch people a decent amount of time, I don't know what the algorithm is, but basically YouTube unsubscribes you from those channels. The other issue is to make sure you check on the little notification bell, make sure that's clicked so you get notified when myself or any other creators go live or create videos. Again, we're all looking for subscribers, so appreciate all and every one of you. If you're watching the replay, I appreciate you guys for watching the replay and supporting all of our channels. Again, so with my channel, if you would just please like the video, subscribe, click the notification bell, and it helps even if you comment about the video. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. So I didn't do this last week, so I will do it this week. Use Prof Sales original closing. Good sales to you, again, from my reseller friends. Again, this was loosely based on reselling, but I thought there was a need for this, and hopefully I can bring a little bit of fellowship and happiness to some of you that are kind of shut-ins or whatever that need that, and I thought I was providing a valuable source of that with my panel. Again, I'd like to thank everyone for being here, and again, if you haven't watched the other videos I have up, please do so. Everyone, if you just want to say a quick goodbye, and we'll end it here.
See you later, guys.
Love you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, you guys. Love you.